you're also on Facebook and YouTube. You know, assuming Instagram is the platform for branding, and it's a must-have. What platform would you recommend that complements Instagram the most?
YouTube for the sense of building a social an audience, because Facebook you're not building an audience on. Facebook business pages, you can get tons of followers, tons of likes. There's no engagement. People don't see posts. Facebook pages are designed for you paying for reach, running ads. If you have a personal account, you get more engagement on a personal Facebook account than you do on a Facebook business page. But the problem is, once again, on a personal account, people aren't coming to Facebook to like see videos go viral and stuff. You're only reaching a very small portion of people on a Facebook personal page. So I don't look at Facebook as a growth platform where I'm gonna have millions of people view my videos or whatever. I'm not looking at Facebook for that. I'm gonna use YouTube for that. I'll use Facebook to manage ads and make a lot of income with ads. But as far as branding and having another area to teach and provide value and really set the stage for my brand and grow, become known, Instagram and YouTube.
Nice. Now, if I added one more layer of complexity, what about lead generation?
Lead generation, I'm going to grow on YouTube. I'm going to plug my YouTube videos, and for every 1,000 views I get on a YouTube video or something, I'll probably have 600 people, for example, that hear me plug my YouTube video with a specific link, and I'll get myself like a 6% click-through. So I can quite easily get maybe 40 clicks on a YouTube video, and if I'm posting 7 days a week, for example, that's 280, 300. I'll get 1,000 clicks a month from just referencing a link or somewhere I recommend people visiting in my YouTube videos, and I'll post more than once a day. And then I'll use YouTube Community for that. But additionally, building up all of that watch time and subscribers, I can retarget those people and run ads directly to the very audience that's already consuming my content, that are already warmed up to me, and I can generate traffic that way. So YouTube has 2.3 billion people on it presently that you can run ads to. That's huge. On Instagram, I can create stories with swipe ups or polls, and use these polls, use when somebody votes on an option, yes or no. Do you want to make money online, yes or no? Do you have a business currently, yes or no? Gives me opportunities to get into conversations and manually work leads like that. And at the same time, if I want to plug my captions on Instagram, if I want to have a link in my bio, when I hit 10K on Instagram, I can have the story swipe up with a link there. That's all good for traffic generation too. If I want to accelerate it, I'm running ads on Instagram, I'm running ads on YouTube.
I must say, I really like that story illusion method that you teach in your,
great.
What is it, module 6 or 7? Just fucking phenomenal. You're driving traffic, especially for the e-com guys. You're doing a story, asking audience, take a poll. They like the ugly one on the left, the good looking one on the right. You know darn well they're gonna pick the one on the right. And then that very next slide is your product on sale now. Get it while you can before the timer expires. And that's just driving sales. I love it.
Yeah, it's called a micro commitment. When I was in the car business, you look for micro commitments. This would be, you're on a test drive, the brakes feel good, don't they? Consumer would say, the customer would say, yeah, they feel good. Steering feels good, doesn't it? Yes, it feels good. It handles really well around corners, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. Seat's comfortable, isn't it? Yes, it is. Leather feels good, doesn't it? Love the leather. And as long as you were getting those micro commitments, you knew that they were one with the car at that moment. As soon as you got to know, actually the brakes are squished, no, I don't like this, I'm not comfortable, I weigh 400 pounds, I'm sitting inside a freaking Hyundai Elantra, I can't fit in the damn seat. You knew you were on the wrong car or there was something missing. When you're using a story like that in the story illusion method, like you said, it's, here's the ugly watch. You don't make it like infinitely way more ugly, but it's moderately not as nice. And then just so happens that the nice one is the one that you're selling. So you get people to vote on it, and it might not be super biased, but maybe 70% of the people are voting on this one, 30% are here. So now you've got 70% here, 1,000 people see your story in 6 hours, 5,000 people see it in 24 hours, and you get 800 votes saying yes on the poll. A certain portion of those people are going to go on to the next story that says, hey, I got this for sale right now, swipe up. Or you can literally click on all the people that voted yes and start conversations with them. Either way, they've said, yes, I do like this watch, and they could be interested in buying it. There will be deals. You will make sales that day.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I hadn't heard anybody else recommending tactics and strategies like that. You know, I love the way you're able to just peel the onion back one more layer and go a step further. You know, staying in front of that audience, in front of the objective of making money and selling whatever widget or service you were trying to do with that page. So let me get back to another thing. We talked about monetization. I told you to hold that thought for a second. That's something I failed to do the first time around. I followed your advice. I built that page from 0 to 186,000 followers in less than a year. I thought I was doing great, but fucking A, I didn't monetize. I didn't have an end game strategy. And now you're all about this monetization end game before I even start. So as I'm diving into another market here, what tactics and strategies would you go ahead and give the audience for this monetization end game?
Yeah. So the very first thing that I would do is I would define what is my niche. So you're either a repost account posting other people's content, you know, travel, luxury, cool cars, makeup tutorials, food, whatever, or an information account where you are creating infographics. You're not necessarily on them or anything, but you're creating infographics about information of a particular subject in investing, accounting, business advice, real estate. Maybe you're talking about famous entrepreneurs, whatever, or you're a personal brand. It's you in the account. So you have to decide which of those three routes you're going. Personal brand, and you're going to create a brand around you or what you do or what you're an expert of. Repost account or an informative account, information account. Once you know that, then you have to sit down and go, okay, now repost account, how can I monetize? Travel and luxury accounts, you're kind of limited. You can't, you know, here's a Bugatti. You're not going to have somebody on Instagram go, oh, where'd you get that? And I want those wheels on my Bugatti. I know they're $8,000 a piece, but do you know where to get them? Somebody's not going to approach you like that. You post some cool drone footage of, you know, United Emirates or Dubai or something like that. People are going to go, whoa, cool, awesome. Hey, babe, we should go here. Are they going to follow through with it? Is there anything you can sell in that? No. But some other asshole that's got a luxury account or a travel account that's got, you know, 30 followers will approach you and say, hey, can I pay you $5 for a shout out? You're kind of limited to how you can monetize that. Repost account, or excuse me, information account, if you're doing infographics, you have a little bit more leverage. A lot of people that are attracted to informative accounts are more intellectual. They have a higher level of intellect, and they're usually a little bit older. They want to consume information that's valuable. These people read, these people will opt into sales funnels, these people subscribe to people's blogs and emails lists. They probably subscribe to YouTube channels that provide similar content. They've probably bought courses that are higher ticket, $500, $1,000, $2,000. There's more money in that audience. They'll buy affiliate products. You can be an affiliate of a product on Amazon, like a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, the 10X book, whatever. And you can be an affiliate of it. So you've got all of a sudden more opportunities to monetize. And then personal brands are the pinnacle. Those people, the personal brands are like, you can create your own digital products. You can sell information. You can start your own e-commerce store. You can build your own brand and sell your own merchandise. You can teach, you can speak, you can be a paid keynote speaker. You know, you can travel the world and get paid to do whatever it is you do and use that Instagram following to drive traffic, make money. Your options are unlimited. So I look at step one, am I going to be repost, a personal brand, or an information account? And based on that, I need to know or accept as a repost account, easiest to grow and coincidentally the least valuable. It's like commercial real estate. You get multifamily units, you will have high cash flow on the ones that are the riskiest, the Section 8, the government-based housing, the low-income areas. You have super high cash flow, but they don't appreciate at all. Really easy to get, they're the least expensive. High cash flow, highest risk, and lowest value asset. That's what a repost account is. It's like really easy to get and super viral, really common, and therefore can't monetize. And then you got the information accounts where it's like middle of the road. It's like B-class housing, like blue collar, there's some money in the audience, there's a lot of people you can market to, there's some intellect in it, maybe not, hundreds of thousands of dollars with each person following, but there's some money in it, and there's awareness around it, and people consume that information. You know, they're going to come grocery shopping on your store every day and look for what post you're posting about, you know, finance or health or nutrition or meal planning that day or workout plans, and they're going to consume it, and you're going to become their reference for whatever you're an expert of in that niche. A lot of ways you can monetize that. Personal brands, that's the pinnacle. If you can build a brand around the authority you have of a particular subject, and you culture people to knowing and teaching them that you know some shit about this niche, you can make a lot of money in that through e-commerce, through merchandise, through your own digital products, through hosting private events, through collaborations with other high-level people in your industry, and it's an infinite amount of income you can make with that. So you got to know that, and it's called MEG, monetization endgame. You know that from day one, this is what I'm going to do, and you know that, okay, with repost, I'm limited. With information, I've got some options, and with a personal account, I'm really not limited. Then you know going forward, all right, I've got an idea of how I can structure my content and the brand message. You want to have a brand message that you're consistently putting out there. So over time, when you do decide to drop in a sales funnel for building your email list or your own digital product or a free course or an e-commerce store, you have this cultured audience that's like ready to do business. That's what I recommend.
I think there's an evolution cycle that these new Instagrammers are going through that they have to wrestle with, and a lot of them, they end up going down the wrong route. And like I say, I hate leaving money on the table, but like if someone new to the platform just wants to get out there and be on the platform, they're starting off with the personal account, they haven't figured out how to monetize, they're then falling into the trap of follow for follow. So they're starting to build the wrong audience before they even figure any of this out. And then they go through some of these cycles where they're doing reposts before they figure out a monetization strategy. And so if I could just have them pause, learn a little bit, and then recalibrate what position they want to have, what audience they want to speak to, that would set themselves up for running the ads that you were talking about. If you could put $1 in, get $2 out, you'd do it all day long. But if you don't have a position, an audience, a product or service to sell, you're stuck with, you know, this misnomer that you're going to build a personal brand and no one gives a fuck who you are. No one knows who you are. And there's no value that you're giving to any audience. You haven't even figured out how to resonate yet. You know?
Exactly.
So they go through this cycle, and man, it would just be awesome if they could get the training and figure this out ahead of time. Because their second page is like 150% better than their first page.
Absolutely. And I think like getting out of obscurity is people's biggest problem. You can have, like I said earlier, the best product and never be known. So you have to learn how to market. And there's definitely an evolution that you go through in your head, because at first you think, I'm saving money by not paying anything now, and I'm saving money by doing it on my own. I don't need to pay to get the right information. I can do it on my own. And then you start to resorting to do what's easiest, and what's easiest is to click the follow button and to unfollow. What's easiest to like and comment on other people's stuff because it's the most available resource. It is harder and more fearful of doing something you don't know. So if you try to start learning new information and implementing it, it's a burden to most people, and they don't actually want to take that first step. So then they resort to doing the shit that's the easiest to grow their account, and then they wonder why they didn't make any money, because they did literally what everybody else is doing. So you have to really work on developing your voice and getting good at speaking or conveying and putting together information if you're not going to be in the account. Conveying, putting together the content and distributing it out there. You have to be really consistent about it, and you have to understand, like, I have a very clear message that I'm putting out there in my social media. Like, it's very clear. It's very apparent within 7 seconds that a consumer will be able to tell what you're doing. And you have to understand that in your head so you actually can see the pieces of the puzzle forming going forward. Because if you're just blatantly, just shooting off content everywhere, there's no traction for anybody to get, because you're not providing a specific message. So I would just recommend to people, get out of the obscurity, work on your brand message, and really work to understand and see yourself as a consumer, that you can see what direction this account is headed. And that's going to lead you to being able to monetize.
And just to clarify, when we talk brand message, we're not commingling memes with business posts
Yeah.
or puppy dogs and grandkids with business opportunities.
Yeah.
But that's where a lot of people are starting off at.
Yeah, you can't like be all business and like, I would like to teach you about making money online. And here's a post of Elon Musk and how he, evolved his Tesla brand. And then here's my grandma smoking a blunt. And then back to Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. You can't drop grandma in there because that had nothing to do with success of any level. Maybe it made her feel good, but it didn't do anything for your consumers.
Absolutely. Man, I'm often telling people, brandyourname.com and whatyoudo.com and keep them separate. Put the puppy dogs and grandkids on one platform and keep the business opportunities on another. Don't commingle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. My personal life is sort of my business life at the same time because I spend so much time working on my brand, but a lot of my friends and people like in my life are involved in my business. So I'll share with people in my brand to show the lifestyle that like this is what we get to do. We went up in the hills and went to some hot spring in the middle of the snow and it was fun, but that's what my business affords me. So if it makes sense, I'll put it in there, but I'm not gonna like be posting this awesome content and then take a picture of last night's half-eaten dinner. You know what I mean? There's no congruency in that. So if it's congruent and fits in and it illustrates a point that puts the brand message further ahead, then I'll put it in there. But if it's literally 0 cent, a meme, and then here's my dinner, and then back to business, people are gonna get very confused with what you're trying to do.
So since we're talking about it, give us some advice for themes for Instagram and business-related patterns that you're expecting to see when you take a look and do an analysis of someone's page.
I just want to see that Instagram cares if you're using all their features. So you're using IGTV, you've got carousels, you've got singular pictures, you've got videos. So what I'm doing is I have all these different contexts of content. I'm gonna use carousels and infographics to tell a story like a slideshow and keep people very engaged. I'm gonna have personal pictures to show, put a face to the name of my account or of my brand. Here's Ben, here's what I'm doing, and this is this awesome thing I did today in my business. I've got personal pictures in there. I'm gonna have info videos, which are very similar to my info pictures, but I'm teaching 30, 50, 59 seconds in an info video. And then I'm gonna have other sort of lifestyle related videos that also illustrate what I get to do in my business. So I wanna use as many different contexts as I can and use every single tool that Instagram gives me. Meaning I'm gonna have my carousels, I'm gonna have my info videos, I'm gonna have my lifestyle videos, I'm gonna have personal pictures. I'm gonna be posting longer videos that are 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes on IGTV, and I'm gonna be utilizing my stories. Stories, same thing. Might be a video, might be a slideshow, might be an infographic, might be a picture. I might be engaging somebody by asking them a question or having them vote on a poll or doing a quiz, something to build up engagement and show them that I care. I wanna just use all elements. So a good brand is going to use every tool that app gives them.
Nice. So one of the trends that I've seen, a lot of my audience is probably going to have followed into some of the trends over the last year. We've seen Linktree and some of these other tools that allow you to have multiple links that you could embed into your link in bio, or a link like a rotator for your link in bio. I'm not as much of a favor of it. I'd rather see someone have a good landing page with a pixel on it, and have some sort of tracking or a lead magnet. What are you still recommending now?
Yeah, that's like, there was an invention back in the day where somebody was trying to figure out how to irrigate California when water started drying up, and this idiot's solution was a water cannon. I'm going to have a water cannon that shoots water out hundreds of yards into another water canyon, and we're gonna water cannon it across hundreds of miles of desert and somehow make it to the coast of California. And then some other guy was like, what if we just use a pipe? Because that's existed for like before Jesus. And so having a Linktree is like a water cannon across the desert. It's going to evaporate before it gets to the other cannon here. It's not going to hit the other cannon with any level of accuracy. So you're bringing somebody into your Instagram account and going, here's everything I do. Here's all my links. If you click this one, if you want to see how to train your dog not to, pee on the floor, and then click this one over here if you want to learn how to be a cheerleader. and then click this one if you want to learn the most ethical and efficient way to shave your armpit hair. That is Linktree. I'd rather have a brand message and put somebody into a sales funnel that is pixeled, learn the data, and get to understand what that person actually wants. And based on their needs and wants, based on what the market is saying, optimize that sales funnel for, well, they said they'd prefer to learn more about consulting than affiliate marketing. So if I'm in the make money online niche, I maybe change and tweak my offer to cater more towards consultants and business coaches than affiliate marketers, for example. And then further down the funnel, I'm able to cater to that individual's specific needs based on what they want. So in that first email they get, if they don't initially buy that product that I'm trying to present to them, I'm gonna go, oh, okay, what is it that you do want? Clearly you've expressed an interest in making money online. Are you looking more affiliate, digital product space? Are you wanting to do e-com, CPA marketing? What is it? Do you want to be an influencer? Do you want to be a business owner? Like, what is it?
But you could do that in a quiz at that point.
You can do it in a quiz, and you can have it. You can do it in a quiz, but you can also have it in a sales funnel. Like when people get off my webinar and they don't buy, I want to know, what did I not address in my sales process that they feel they needed to know? And based on what they say, click this button for this, and I'm going to treat them with specific content after that, so I can have a funnel that optimizes what that person wants, rather than just giving them 20 different options, confusing the shit out of them, and then never knowing why they didn't do anything.
Exactly. I think there's too many options. They often get distracted, and the more options they have, the less likely they'll take the action you want them to take.
Yeah, 100%. Agreed.
Nice. Few more things. If you were just giving advice for yourself, someone, my audience might be new to Instagram or may have dabbled in it, but now they're getting serious about their business. Maybe they even have to rebrand themselves to get as serious as what we're talking about. What advice do you have for these guys?
You got to find what it is, and there's mixed opinions about this. Some people say screw doing what you love to do. I say you have to have some element of love for what you do or interest. You're not going to enjoy the whole process. Like, I don't enjoy making ads. I hate editing content. I freaking hate it. I don't enjoy setting up my camera. I don't enjoy making like a lot of content sometimes. I don't enjoy writing all the thoughts and opinions for infographics. I don't like any of that. I like the process of the results, the feeling the results give me. I like helping people. I like that content reaches people and spreads a message, and that gives me a sense of gratification and accomplishment. That's what I do it for. So parts of the process I don't love, but it's what the process earns me and some of the achievements the process creates. So if you choose to go into a niche, a market, or a business, grow an account in something that you really don't like and you're just doing it because it's a trend, when it gets tough, and it will, you will absolutely give up, because it's gonna take actually enjoying the overall picture or what it is that you do, your market, your niche. It's gonna take enjoying that to keep going when times get tough. You're gonna give up a lot easier if you're not interested in e-commerce and you're like, well, everybody's doing e-com, so I'll do it. And you give up a lot easier. But if you're like, well, I really, really like socks, and you just don't do it because you're like, who would like, socks are stupid. Like, what? There's weird people that buy weird socks. And so there's weird people just like you that will buy weird socks, make a damn account for socks, run ads for socks, and get your sock thing to go viral. Like, doesn't matter. Puppets, right? Make a puppet. There's some weird, creepy people that want to see puppets and go on Instagram all the time. Just gotta do what it is that you like to do and go all in on it, and don't have shiny penny syndrome. Don't do 10 different things at once. Go all in on it, develop a deep understanding for it. And when you still don't get traction or wondering why you're not getting enough sales, if they're not profitable, I promise it's not that the industry doesn't work. It's not that what you chose to do doesn't work. It's just that what you're doing doesn't work for it yet. You've got to find out what's the data in the funnel, what's the opt-in rate, what are people saying they like, survey your audience, go back to the drawing board, look at your email open rates, just look at where you can improve and optimize it before writing an opt and saying that it doesn't work. You got to go all in on one thing and work it until it works for you.
Great advice, man. I'm always checking out someone's bio as well as their content before I give them that follow or anything like that. I'm all over what is it they're about. And using your example of socks, I don't want to see that they also do socks.
Yeah.
I want to see they're all about socks. Argyle, striped, ugly, whatever, plus the congruency with the content as well as the domain. If it's a bit.ly link, I'm like, what'd you do? Create this yesterday? I want to see socks.com or some bullshit that's congruent with the bio and the content and the theme that they're going for. And then I'm going to take them a little bit more seriously, looking at whether or not they're doing follow for follow or, being serious about their growth, stuff like that.
Sure.
So I'm checking that shit out all the time, man. On replacing income, we're all about budding entrepreneurs and getting more traffic, leads, and sales. And right now we're talking about Instagram. Any more advice you got for them?
I would say that you need to be really, really, really consistent. And I know this. Looking back at 2019, I post 2 times a day minimum, and I post by hand. I have never automated a single post on my Instagram account ever. And I've never missed a day. Ever, 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 ever. And I'm posting multiple stories. I've also never missed a day without a story. I could tell God to kill me right now if I was lying. I know I'd still be living because I never miss. I'm extremely consistent. IGTV, same thing. I try to get IGTV content out as well. But it's the consistency. You never should be thinking how much posting is enough. Because, Bob with the YouTube channel's got 100,000 subscribers over here about Instagram, and he says I'm fine posting twice a day. No, you be consistent as fuck. And I sound like Gary Vee when I say that. Content.
Well, you mentioned that. What's the time to live for an Instagram post now? 3, 4, 6 hours at the most, depending on your engagement.
They can trend for a day. They can trend for 2 days, actually. Stuff actually stays on the Explore page. Currently, it can stay on the Explore page longer, 2 or 3 days.
If you got the engagement.
If you have the engagement. And if it continues to get engagement, to keep it on the Explore page. But the thing is, there's never such thing as enough content. Chances are not enough people are going to see it anyways. If you post 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 times a day, you want to post as much as you can. I'm not saying post 20 times a day. I'm just saying that you want to take every angle that you can get and have every competitive advantage that you can get. Play unfair to the effect of being willing to do what other people are not willing to do, because the person that's putting out the most content at the highest value, that's the most consistent, is always going to win. Person that puts out the most content at the highest value, that's the most consistent, is always going to win. So it's how much content you're putting out, how high of value it is, and how consistent. Are you going to be in the race for 3 months, and then when it's not working 3 months from now quit? Or are you just going to be that guy that people look at and go holy shit, why doesn't he stop? He never freaking stops. Or this woman that's she works 18 hours a day and she just doesn't freaking quit. She must not do anything else. And she's just uber consistent. Nobody understands why. You have to be that you're doing enough when in your industry, your name can never go without being mentioned. That is when you're doing enough, and then keep doing more. You need to go to the point where nobody can even think about your industry without your name. When we think supercar, I guarantee that you're either going to think Ferrari, Lamborghini, or Bugatti. It's going to be one of those 3. You could never possibly think of a supercar without Bugatti, Lamborghini, or Ferrari. It's probably Lamborghini or Ferrari. So you need to run your race as fast as you can, and don't people slow and steady wins the race. You have time. No, you don't fucking have any time. You need to get on your shit now and go as fast as you can and get success as quick as you can, or else you're going to be that asshole that retires with $1 million in their bank at the age of 83 that never used it. So you have to win your race as quick as you can, not have a get rich quick mentality, but go as fast as you can and be as efficient and focused as you can with tunnel vision doing that, and be extremely consistent. You can never have the mentality 2 posts a day is enough. You just have to what is a word? I'm gonna make up my own word. I can make up my own words now, okay? I can consistentize. I'm gonna go with consistentize everybody else in my race by putting out better content with better edits at a higher quality, more consistently for a longer duration than anybody else. And that's gonna get you out of obscurity, and it's gonna make you known in your industry above all else. You won't be in your industry, you will be the industry. You'll occupy the industry, and that industry can't be mentioned without your name or brand. That's what I recommend.
Nice.
That's how much content you post.
I'm often advocating people brand themselves as an authority and step out from being just another rep in whatever niche they're in. And a lot of people go deep into branding, and I'm like, you don't need a whole course on it, although some people end up doing it, but you can't do it without your domain and a logo and some thought.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you have to have those things to build a brand.
Yep. I agree.
A lot of these guys, they just end up staying, like you say, obscure because they're just another rep in the same niche as everybody else.
Absolutely.
And they can't set themselves apart enough.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Dude, this has been awesome. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Thanks for spending some time with me.
Absolutely.
And I love it, man. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.